Today we're talking about a game from a series that I love. We are talking about Neo, The World Ends With You. Now, why am I talking about this game? Well, I love The World Ends With You series. The first game was so good. But I do have a few complaints about this one. Nothing major, nothing like turning me away. But I do want to say something about it. I played the first game back in probably like 2013, maybe something like that. Whenever the DS was popular, before the 3DS had come out, that's how I played Kingdom Hearts. That's how I got into Kingdom Hearts. It's how I got into The World Ends With You. I used to play the fuck out of Pokemon back on the DS, dog. So since then, I've been a huge fan of The World Ends With You. When the anime came out, I was super hyped for that. I watched it immediately when it came out. I watched it when the dub came out because, forgive me, but I prefer dub over sub. Suck my nuts on that. I don't want to fucking read. If I wanted to read, I would just read manga. But that's not what I'm talking about. I have had this game for quite a while. Not a long fucking time, but like a couple months now. It's been a while since I bought it. And it just took me forever. I've wanted to play it so fucking long. Ever since I saw that they were making a sequel to The World Ends With You, I immediately wanted it. But I didn't buy it when it came out because I had fucking bills. And then I just kind of forgot about it. Not forgot about it, but I set it aside. I didn't put it as a top priority. But eventually, I finally bought it. And then I still didn't play it. And that was just because I knew if it's anything like the first game, it's going to take me a while to beat it. I'm going to put hours into this game and I'm going to 100% it. I'm going to try and get the platinum trophy. So that's going to take me even longer. So I just set it aside again. I just said, whatever, I'll play it when I have time. And then I just never made time. But I finally started now. As of last night and as of recording this video, I'm recording this on Friday. I just got off work a little bit ago. It'll probably go up Monday. So by that time, I'll probably be farther into the game because I'm going to play as soon as I stop recording this video. If there's anything major that I experience or anything that I change my mind of or whatever, then I'll probably add it in after at the end of this video. My fucking hair keeps getting in the way, dog. Or maybe it's my schizophrenia. I don't know. But getting into the video, I have to start. I wrote some notes down, and I actually have to start from the bottom and go up because the first two that I wrote are like kind of big spoilers for the end of the week. Did I say this also? I just finished the first week. So as of recording this video, I said this already. As of recording this video, I finished the first week, and then after I'm going to play more. But first off, the main thing that I do want to just complain about just a little bit, it's nothing major, like I said, it's just kind of annoying. Walking in this game feels a little bit slow, especially when you have to go from like one side of the map all the way to the other. It just feels like it takes a while. I remember in the first game, playing on the DS, it was so easy to just move from one place all the way to the other. It felt really quick. Now, granted, it was on the DS and it was 2D, so the map size was way smaller. Obviously, when you make a 3D game, you have to make the models, relative to the size of the city. Well, vice versa, you have to make the city relative to the size of the models. But you get what I mean. This city is bigger because it's comparative in size to the models, to Rindo and everyone else. So, of course, the city's going to be bigger. Of course, it's going to take longer to walk. It's going to be farther than the 2D game. But I do wish the movement was just a little bit faster. It's not so bad that I need like a fast travel or something. It is not that bad. But I just wish I moved a little bit faster. Who knows? Maybe there's a pair of pants or something that make you move 5% faster. I don't know. Next thing I have is starting off right when you start the game. It feels kind of slow, and the combat feels really slow, and it takes a while. But I will say, the last time I played The World Ends With You, it was, with, I don't know if I got 100%. I think there might be some stuff that I'm missing, but I got damn close. I beat pretty much all the bosses that I could, and I got most of the pins, I think. Maybe I'll check later and see what I actually got, but I tried to do as much as I could find without looking anything up on a wiki. So keep that in mind when I'm talking about this point. The last time I played the game, I was max level, slashing everything super fast, just burning fire out of fucking everything, doing the chain combo, whatever I had set up back then, I don't remember. But starting off this game, you start off with just two players, Rindo and Fret, and they only have two pins. It just feels like it takes a while. Now, again, that's starting off with two people, and then you have to work your way up over the days, over the week. So, of course, it's going to be slow. That's just a little bit of a nitpick, and it's just a new game. Of course, it's going to be like that. It's going to be slow when you start off with a fucking JRPG Square game, Square Enix game. It's going to be like that. It's going to be slow at first. I'm going to start speedrunning these because I'm kind of rambling, I think. But going off on the next one, this is a spoiler. If you haven't played the game, this is a spoiler. Rindo can time travel, but he can't do it just whenever. Apparently, his ability has to recharge over time. So I don't have a problem with him being able to time travel. I think the way they've done it so far is it feels very interesting. You use it 3 times, I think, throughout the week. Well, more times than that, but you're actually in control of it 3 times, I believe. And the only one that really bothered me a little bit was the one at the end on day 7 of the first week. And I think it's just because, I don't know, they kind of didn't do a lot with it. Like, I guess it's the way that it was done, because you go to fight. This is another thing I got to talk about, is the first boss or the last boss of the first week. You fight, what's his name? Susakichi. And you lose because Minamimoto isn't there to help. So it's just Fret, Rindo, and fuck, I forgot her name. Nagi. Sorry, Nagi. I like the character. So far, I do like all the characters. That's one thing I'll say. But Nagi, Rindo, and Fret are trying to fight Susakichi by themselves, and they die. So Fret goes back in time and talks to Minamimoto and is like, hey, we fought Susakichi and you weren't there. Why? And then Minamimoto is just like, well, you got to square X to the Y, and then that equation doesn't matter anymore because the parallels have changed. Something like that. So this time he does go with him to fight Susakichi, and then they win. Well, something happens. Somebody steps in, but they beat Susakichi. That leading into the second week is combined with the time travel, where it just feels like there wasn't a better thing to do. I mean, in their case, it was the best thing to do, but I don't know. I want to see more from Rindo and them. Like, I don't want. This is going into another point I had, which is going into starting off the second week. They are immediately looking for who they think is Neku, who I'm pretty sure is actually Beat, but I'm trying not to spoil myself, and I've done fairly good so far. I know Beat is in the game, and I know Neku's in the game somewhere, but I don't know when they show up or how they get there. But they start off the second week, and they are immediately looking for Neku, who they think saved them from Susakichi. And it's like, I understand why they're looking for another person, because they feel like they're really weak, they feel like they can't win. But in the first week, after you fight Susakichi, it made me realize how much hand holding Minamimoto was apparently doing in the story. And it's like, you telling me they can't really do anything without him from the way it sounds? Again, it's only the first week, and I still have plenty of time to go, and I'm still going to play it. I'm for sure still going to play it. but I want to see more from them. I don't want another person just coming along and holding their hand to help them beat the game. Like, make them beat the game. Give them, I don't know, do something with them, man. And I'm sure that's going to solve itself out. I'm sure that's going to be a really short complaint that doesn't stay by the end of the game. But as much as I love seeing all the characters from the old games, I love seeing Minamimoto back. I love seeing Beat and Neku and fuck Lollipop Dude. I forgot his name, but he's cool. Ooh, and I hope we see his partner. She's hot. I'm just going to go on to my next point. The first boss fight, Suzukichi, was super fucking easy. And a lot of enemies in this game have been really easy so far. Like, the only hard part was the beginning when I only had 2 or 3 people. And, I had crappy pins. My hair is still getting in my fucking mouth. But when you only had, 2 or 3, even with 4 people, when you still had really basic, really low pins, it did feel a little bit difficult. But like, I haven't even been grinding that hard. I mean, I have been grinding a little bit just because I know how this fucking game is, but it's not like I've been doing anything crazy. And even with that in mind, even with my maybe above what they should be stats, the boss fight for Suzukichi was still super fucking easy. Like, the only thing pins helped me with in that fight was just dealing damage to him faster. I think I could have done that with like base pins. It just would have taken forever because I don't expect him to be like throwing out wombo combos at me, fucking shit like that. But he really makes it easy. Like, all he does is he has this big, almost AoE attack, even though there's still a circle in the middle where you can just stand sometimes. But basically, he makes like these checker pieces on the board, and then after a couple of seconds, some of them flip over. He'll have black and white ones, and they'll be in a pattern. And then, oh, the white ones are flipping, and it's easy as fuck to dodge. And then when he's not doing that, he is sometimes throwing out punches and doing a charge attack that, again, is really easy to dodge. I think I only got hit once that whole fight. Maybe like 2 or 3 times, maybe, but it was still like super easy. Like, I saved the game before because I was on normal mode, but I was at like level 2 because when I go and farm noise to go and decrease my hunger so I can go and get more food and increase my stats, I might as well play with less health so I get a better drop rate. So I was doing that. And I had saved at level 2, and I was like, just in case, he's probably going to be hard, so I will save here in case I need to go and increase my health. And it's like, no, I didn't even need to bother with that. He was super easy. I beat him first try. The point of me saying that is because other than a few select enemies, like the fucking shark noise is a stupid bitch. The Tyrannosaurus and the mammoth noise, I don't know what their names are, but they are kind of annoying. And the mammoth is really easy to beat. He's just tanky, and I get greedy and just try and jump in there. So sometimes I get hit by like, I don't know, one of his attacks, the fucking stomp or the lasers he shoots down. And then the T-Rex is the same. I just get greedy and just keep jumping in. But even then, it's still not like super hard. Like the first time I fought the T-Rex, it was hard. But every time after that, it's been easy. And the shark is just annoying because he fucking goes under the concrete and then pops up. But other than that, all the enemies so far, other than when I was first starting, have been really easy. Like, I've been playing on hard mode at level 1, level 2, and there's not really anything I have to worry about. I just wish the enemies were just a little bit harder. And yeah, there's the ultimate difficulty, but one, You probably have to beat the game to get that, I'm pretty sure. And I don't feel like that's going to make that big of a difference also. I love the combat so far. I don't know if I love it, but I do like it. I like the way it works. And at first, it was taking me a bit to get used to, but once I, got the hang of it, it's like, okay, now this is actually pretty fun because, you go in, I have like Fret with a blaster thing, so I go and blast them. And then I have Minamimoto shoot the ice thing up, the ice spear from the ground. And then Nagi goes and drops a rock on his head. And then Rindo comes and starts slashing them. And then you just keep doing that. They have nice combos, but the combat feels a little bit too easy. I just wish it was a little more difficult. And not in the sense of like, oh, enemies hit harder now. Or enemies have more health. I don't know. I feel like there were a lot of enemies in the first game that put me to fucking work, dog. And especially when I went to fight them on Ultimate, dog. I do remember some of the enemies were hard as shit, it seemed. Also, though, I was like 12 or 13, however old I was. So I might have just had stupid child brain and I don't know how to actually use combos right. Like I read something and I'm like, oh, big number, that does good. And then I didn't realize, how to actually, I don't know. But the enemies felt harder in there. I just hope that going into week 2 and continuing throughout the game, the enemies get more challenging and not just tankier and they do more damage. I want more like actual combat from them and not just me, you know, holding down L1 and R1 and then moving out of the way to dodge the attacks, which they don't even attack that much, and then just waiting for the pins to recharge and dodging until the pins recharge, and then, okay, hold for the combo. It just feels really, it makes it feel really repetitive when I'm trying to, like, do a bunch of chain battles to get my hunger bar down so I can go and eat more food and do whatever. Or even just if I need to, you know, if I want to farm for something, or if I have to fight a certain number of enemies or do something. It just makes it feel repetitive and I hate to say it, but almost like a slog sometimes to go through. Again, I really like this game so far. I don't know if I love the story, but I'm interested in where it's going. But there are just a few problems that I have. Like I said, I'm still not done with the game, so it always has time to turn around. Maybe by the end of it, all my problems will have gone away and, they'll all be solved on their own. But those are just a couple things that I wanted to say about the game. I do recommend playing it though, and if you haven't played the first game, I definitely recommend playing the first game. They have the DS game, which I played. They had the phone game, which I wanted to play it, but it's like 17 fucking dollars last time I checked. And then there is the Switch port, which is maybe the best way to play because it also has additional content, which I actually did not play. I don't have a Switch, so someday, don't tell Nintendo, but I might go and emulate the game legally, of course. I do not condone piracy, but I might have to do that someday and then play the Switch version with the additional content. I know it's nothing major, it's just one more day. Plus, I say it's nothing major, I mean it's nothing big. It is very major. I don't know. I need to play it. But with that, if you like the video, subscribe if you want. I appreciate anything. Yeah. Play The World Ends With You. Have a good one.